Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, baby. I'm talking the top-rated sportsbooking app in all of North America. Safe, secure, reliable. I mean, those are the things that you need whenever you're talking about sports booking, right? But more importantly, we got promo codes, Deke. And Deke, this promo code is a promo code that we like, and I'm sure the football fans out there will like it as well. When you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and you make that initial $5 bet, put the promo code in, that is MOATS, M-O-A-T-S, and with that, you will receive $250 in bonus bets along with 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on DraftKings. Man, shout out to the homies over there doing an awesome thing, so that way you can follow your team with whoever they're playing, wherever they're playing, all right? But it'll also keep you up to date on potentially taking advantage of the anytime scoring options that DraftKings does offer, all right? But we also know sometimes, man, it might create a little bit of gambling problem. It happens. I get it, my friends, I do. If you're in New York, you know it's a number that you can text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. Still undefeated with the deals, huh? No bad deals.
Obviously, no deal for Najee.
Man, why you had to go there?
Well, it's obvious at this point. Week one's over. We don't negotiate during the season.
God, dog, Deke.
There were 3 guys we were talking about getting
we were
extension.
going to end it on a happy mind.
Cam,
Dang,
extension. Muth, extension. Najee, no extension. Didn't happen.
Yeah. It did not happen, man.
And I get it. Is Najee even the better running back? Is Najee the better fit with Arthur Smith?
Week 1 so far. Week 1.
Yeah. I was talking about availability being your best ability in the QB segment, and that's something Najee definitely brings to the table.
Yeah.
But if you're the Steelers, it's hard to give Najee a contract on a per-year basis for anything more than what his fifth-year option was. Because you could have done the fifth-year option where he's on the books for 1 year for like $6.8, $6.9 million.
But to me, that deal wouldn't have worked no how just because of the timing of the Ramondre deal. You would have to have had that done taken care of first.
That would have been done first. But we declined that.
Yeah.
We declined that. And
everything looked good until Ramondre. Everything looked good until Ramondre.
Well, Pollard got hit. What do you get? $7 or $8 million per year too.
But Pollard's still a different style of back. You can make the case that this
Ramondre
is more.
Looked good in week 1. Didn't he?
I'm with you, but I'm saying like Ramondre's style is more comparable to like Najee's style in terms of being more of a bigger bruiser type. Even though Ramondre still can step around you and go a little bit. With Tony's game, I think is more comparable to Warren. You're more of the slash, the third down. I could throw it to you, but you've shown that you can actually run on first and second down, and that was why Dallas decided to, rock with him, and then ultimately Tennessee is still interested in him as well.
Yeah, with Najee though, and this deal, you just don't even know if he's going to get the majorities. Like once Warren gets healthy, is Najee going to be getting 60-40 or 70-30, or is it going to be Warren getting 60-40?
Why'd you say when Warren is healthy? Did you hear something different? What's going on, man?
He ain't right.
You heard Coach T.
Exactly.
You heard Coach T.
I know. I did hear Coach T.
We're going to get to these topics, man. I'm low-key waiting to see what my man TG about to text back. If TG texts back, then we won't get into this. But if he don't, then we go.
Do you remember the exact comment?
I do, yeah.
What he said?
Yeah, because they said, yo, is Jalen healthy? And it was like, what do you mean by healthy? It was like, that's a slippery slope.
He's healthy enough to be out there.
Yeah, he's healthy enough to be out there. He's like, it's a slippery slope in the NFL, but he's healthy enough to be out there. I'm like, oh, all right, I know what that means.
So he's not right.
Yeah.
That's why he got 2 carries.
Yeah, absolutely.
But all I'm saying is, like, for the Steelers to be shelling out potentially $9-10 million a year for Najee Harris before this season with Arthur Smith and all these new pieces on offense, it's kind of a risk, especially since you don't even know if Najee's the better back or if he's the better fit.
But Najee has already proven 3 times consecutively that he is a 1,000-yard rusher in the NFL. We feel like Jalen has the potential to do that plus more, but up until this point, we still have not seen that just yet.
You are shelling out these contracts, though, on future performance and projection.
I agree. Worst case, Najee getting another 1,000 this year though.
He's on pace.
That's all.
That's all you need. 60, 70 a game. You're
Like
right
yo,
there.
I don't feel like that's like I feel like I could go to sleep
3.5 yards
and
a
he's gonna be
carry.
1,000-yard rusher. Like that's Najee.
Do you want to be paying him that, $9-10 million for splitting a backfield with Jalen Warren, even though he's getting 1,000
But what's
yards?
his impact though? Because I felt like we could see and feel his impact this past game, but it still didn't blow us out the water with the stats or even eyeball tests. I mean, the 20-yard run he had was dope, but it wasn't, I guess, like a sexy 20-yarder. It was dub though. Eh.
Yeah. It's just that with them declining the fifth-year option, I think it was always going to be hard for them to get an extension done because that number, it can't be much more than that 6.9. If you're the Steelers, I mean, I don't think it can be more because you could have just had him back for 6.9
Think
one
about
year.
that though, bro.
You could have just had that.
But this is one of those ones where it's like, yo, you trying to time it up. When do you want to do it? Yo, do I try to get an extension or do I pick up the fifth year? And at the time, we were like, yo, maybe you don't pick up the fifth year. But now you fast forward a couple of months, new information, another contract gets sent out there that kind of throws the overall, face of this thing off. And now we're like, dang, can we go back to that 6.9? Because I think if we could, and we were going to do a deal, because obviously they decided not to do any deal. But if this is a year from now, end of this season, and we're like, yo, we got to pay Najee, and they're considering doing it, and that number comes in at higher than 6.9, that's the part where we're like, dang, wish we could have went back and redone that, because we for certain would have had him locked up. He would have been happy, and we would have been looking at it like, yo, that's a little high. But seeing the Ramondre deal, we would have been like, oh, man, we got it for a great rate right now.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So what'd you say we got?
Man,
TG
I was trying.
coming up,
He
potentially?
ain't hit me back just yet. I know. You know how TG work, bro. So if he don't text me back in like 3 minutes, we'll go ahead
You
and
putting on Do
start.
Not Disturb? You shutting him down?
No. We gonna go because I got flexibility. So we'll go ahead to the next thing, which was Coach Tomlin talk. I just didn't want us to get into that, and then he texts me right back and be like, "Oh, I'm good now." And now we over here doing that whole choppiness. That's all. So he got about 60 seconds. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and proceed to the next thing.
All
But
right, so
y'all already know
I'll
the
just
drill.
read some comments.
Hey, hit that like
related to
button
what
one
we were
time for the
talking about.
culture, though. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Y'all know how we get it in, even on a Tuesday, baby.
We got Mike Clayton saying Najee deserves the money more than Muth.
Now, that was part of... Oh, geez, I'm pushing all the wrong buttons. Lord. But that was part of what we were discussing prior to the deal getting done. We just simply said, if you had to pick who would you pay, that was the argument. It was like, if we're going off of production already, then it's Najee. If we're going off of what you're projecting or predicting to happen, then it would be Muth.
Yep, we literally said that, I think, the day before the contract happened. We had that podcast on Thursday. What's he saying?
He said he's about to be ready, so I just told him to text me.
Cool.
Yep. Because that means he probably walking out of somewhere right now.
Mike Clayton also says, I said it on Twitter a couple months ago, Najee will have a better year than Henry.
Off to a good start right now. How'd you... Baltimore
Henry looked a little slow. Henry didn't look right.
I thought they just didn't use him. Like, he's a volume guy. He needs touches. You got him in the gun. Not really getting touches like that.
The gun didn't look right for him. He's a build up at speed type of guy.
Yeah, him and the gun look weird. Yeah. He's always been a QB on the center, get downhill. That's how you play. Yeah, so I think for them, but early on, I think they're going to go through that because Baltimore isn't a traditional offensive scheme. Even, when they try to make it a little bit more traditional or give Lamar opportunities to throw the ball more, they still don't typically operate on the center. They're gun pistol type. So I think for Henry and Baltimore, they got to figure that thing out. And that's what these first couple games are for. Yeah, they ain't going to have that issue by the time we see them. They'll have it all figured out, locked in.
Tyler from the 334 says, Najee will do great and be a Steeler long term if he wants. I'm not entertaining any more hatred or slander on him.
Hey now. But I would just say this. Let's not confuse the business element with hating. I think people are still acknowledging he's a 1,000-yard back and acknowledging what he brings. I just don't think that the compensation always reflects what he specializes in. And when the compensation doesn't match what your desired skill set is, now you kind of get this misrepresentation of, well, he's good, but he's not worth this money. And it could sound like, yo, it's a hating, but it's not a hating. It's just stylistically his approach typically doesn't age well, or it doesn't lead to the type of consistent success that you would want to see from an offense. But the flip side is 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard rusher. You need to run the ball. He's been available. He can also pass block. So that's his argument. So I just think it's one of those things where everybody's going to go back and forth with that particular part when you throw that dollar amount in there. If we were saying $5 million, I don't think me, Deke, or anybody would have any gripes with that. You start throwing 10s, 12s, I think people just look at it a little bit more, because you look around and say, well, who's a running back that gets 10 mil? Who's a running that gets 12 mil? Oh, Saquon, how much does he get?
12.
You catch 12, what I'm saying? Yeah. You said Ramondre's getting 10. So we say we like Najee more than Ramondre, but do we like him more than Saquon?
No.
But do you want to pay him 11?
Well, Ramondre had a good week 1.
Fair. So do you pay him 11 mil? You catch what I'm saying?
No.
Like, that's more of the...
I'm paying, I think 7. I think that 6.9 number was actually good for the Steelers, at least.
Yeah.
It's one, if I'm Omar Khan, that's the number I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But I see why Najee, almost like Muth. Muth got his market value. Najee's looking to get his market value of probably 10-ish. If I'm the Steelers, I'm just not willing to do that sight unseen going into this year.
Yeah.
With the new pieces, the new coordinator and everything. With us having Jalen Warren as another back in the backfield.
Yeah.
If it was just Najee Harris and we didn't scoop up a Jalen Warren a couple years ago and Jalen Warren didn't do what he's done, I think it's a different story.
Yeah.
But Jalen's been awesome.
And for me, once again, bro, it just, the Ramondre Stevenson deal changed a lot surrounding this contract talk. That's the big reason why I think both of our numbers have had to increase, partially because it's like, I don't think me or you were over 6.9 at the time. When they turned down the I don't think either one of us were. Shout out to Ramondre, man. It's always the Patriots messing stuff up, bro.